Hi, my name is Dominic Jossi and I'm the producer and director for the Values Campaign. The Values Campaign produces forerunners and South African heroes for ETV and ENCA. Our most recent South African heroes insert is about an organization called Ons Plek. I used to walk to work from the station and I would always pass a building with beautiful graffiti on the outside. And on the inside, these girls would be sitting, chatting to each other, and I always wondered, what is this place? Through doing some further research, I found out that it was in fact a place for displaced girls, girls that have run away from home or those that have been brought to Ons Plek by a social worker.
I'm Pam Jackson. I'm Director of Ons Plek Projects for Female Street Children. I'm a social worker by profession and I have been here for 27, 28 years, I can't remember now. Ons Plek is the first and only shelter for female street children in South Africa. Basically our work is to get the children off the streets and back home and back into society. The children find it very difficult to talk. They haven't been brought up using expressive language to share what they're feeling. And we find it really, really useful if we use play therapy, particularly dolls' houses, dolls, anything that they can use to play out their experiences.
As the South African Heroes team, we often come across organizations that are in need. And with this particular story, we found that it was a perfect opportunity for Unite and ETV to give back in a special way.
It was great to see the Unite team coming in, bearing gifts for us today. The dolls' house, fantastic. The dolls, fantastic, because we can use them in our therapy. And then the other things, toiletries, which we always need. People always ask, how can they help? And we value particularly volunteers working with our homework program. And then the most important thing for us is money, because it's the most versatile. We can divert it to whichever area we don't have. I know that the South African public is becoming more and more worried about how their money is being used. We are very accountable in that regard. We write back, we show you exactly what we're doing. But without the money, we can't operate. You can give us a classroom, we can't use it if we don't have a teacher with a salary to teach the children, whereas we can teach under a tree if necessary.
So it was a great experience to collaborate with Unite and being given the opportunity to give more to an organization. Often we leave there with giving them the video at the end, but this time we could contribute to the kids' well-being, and that meant a lot to us.
So getting a chance to work with the South African Heroes team has been very, very affirming for us. It makes us feel a lot better about what we're doing, and it gives us a chance to say who we are and what we're doing and to share our successes, which I think is a secret that most people don't know. We are extremely successful and there is a lot of hope for working with street children. Thanks to the Unite team and the South African Heroes, you've been a great team to work with, very sensitive. We've really enjoyed our time with you. In the 27 years, I've seen children going from like 100 girls on the streets to roughly 3 or 4 at any one time on the streets. And the work having changed from rescuing girls off the street to preventing them from becoming street children. To say whether she's the one we met in between. My name's Pam Jackson. I'm trained as a social worker and I'm director at Ons Plek. In 1988 in Cape Town, Jane Keane, who worked for Child Welfare Society, realized that there are girls on the street. Hitherto, she'd only established shelters for boys. So we opened it. The girls called it Ons Plek because it was the first time they had a place to go to. Ons Plek is a 24-hour intake center. Most of the children come from poverty-stricken backgrounds. Poverty is very stressful, and stress can lead to alcoholism, and alcoholism can lead to abuse. We've got about 22 staff members. We've got 2 facilities where the children live 24 hours. And we can take between 0 and 18, and the reason why 0 to 18 is some girls come in with babies. So we want to be registered for babies so that they can keep their babies, we can teach them how to look after babies.
When I came at Ons Plek, I was very happy because I didn't have a place to stay. I want to be a social worker because also when I get it on play, I also want to help other children. Like when they do to me, I want to like pay back what they were doing for me also.
The heart represents that I love school and I would do anything to go to school.
Street children have run away for a reason. They don't want you to know who their family is. So you have to be very smart detectives. One of our treatments is life story.
It's real issues that we are writing in there. It's good to go back to your life story book and to look back and to reflect and to see what has changed and what can be changed.
So just your mom that you met the first visit?
You travel by yourself or you went with a childcare worker?
I travel by myself.
Wow, you're a super brave girl, eh? My personal connection to the book is that I myself lived there once upon a time. I arrived at Onsplek age 9. Over the years, I've learned that I can bring restoration to girls that's been through the same issues in life. So that's the reason why I went to study counseling. I got a diploma.
Today we are looking at punctuation marks.
We started a bridging school when we realized most of the children have dropped out of school first before they dropped out of home. So in order for them to go back to school, you've got to upgrade their ability and their confidence so that when they go back, they don't drop out straight away again. Every time a child can master something, it's one little step in I am somebody and I can cope. So the skill, it encompasses everything from tiny things to very big things.
Okay guys, go buy 3 loaves of bread.
We believe that having the children involved in every aspect of Onsplek, not only just making their beds but also the cooking, the shopping, we are empowering them as opposed to doing all of those things for them.
What I like the most of being at Onsplek is that they treat us all equal. They teach us how to work and they actually also teach us responsibilities.
Wow, you're back already. You were very fast this time.
Onsplek rescues approximately 90 girls per year from street life. An average of 50% of the girls are reunited with their families. 85% of the girls go back to formal schooling.
When the children come, they're just surviving, and the more they learn to cope with their lives, the more they begin to dream about what they want to be, and they begin to see a way of getting there. And so for them, Onsplek becomes a place like a window for them to see their future lives in.
These are South African heroes